Radio.
What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to Raghouse Radio. I'm your host, April Duran, and I love interviewing girls and women doing amazing things. We are going to have an awesome evening tonight. Hey, all you entrepreneur people or women, men, boys, girls that are interested in possibly starting your own business, guess what? Tonight is going to be all about entrepreneurship. That's right. Yay. And in studio, the biggest, she actually gets her own applause, so I had to cut that out. Mariatu from 2 Organics. What's up, girl?
Oh, hi. How are you? How are you, April?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for coming in. I cannot wait to hear your story.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here. I appreciate it.
Mariatu, right when she cruised in, I was just like, I don't want to ask you any questions, but I do because I'm so interested in your story. She goes, oh, you're going to have to hear my story. I'm like, am I going to cry? So I hope I don't cry. But first, before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and hear a word from our sponsor, Hotbox Vintage. They're out of South Pasadena.
Hi, I'm Delilah, and I own Hotbox Vintage in South Pasadena, California. At Hotbox, our goal is curating vintage pieces that you can't live without. Our collection includes everything from the 1940s to even the early 2000s. What excites us is eclectic and unconventional style, since there's no one-size-fits-all approach to fashion. Hotbox is priced for accessibility so that literally anyone can discover some vintage gems of their own. Plus, it's sustainable. Find us on Instagram and use code RAGHOUSE at checkout for 20% off your first order at hotboxvintage.com.
That's right. Make sure you tune in for the whole evening because it's all about women entrepreneurship. We literally just heard from Delilah, who's been an entrepreneur. You're not going to believe this, Mariatu. She has been an entrepreneur since high school.
Whoa.
She is 30. She owns her own store, Hotbox Vintage, out in South Pasadena. Nice. And she, there, I think I got it. Did you see that multitasking?
Yes.
I was shocked I did that. I was helping her out with her Facebook to share it. So in studio right now, Mariatu, founder, CEO of 2 Organics. And I just wanted to share Delilah's story because Hotbox Vintage out in South Pasadena, she started it collecting vintage clothes and started in high school because she thought she'd be cool. Mm-hmm. And now she's still in business. She's 30 years old.
Nice.
I know. So women entrepreneur, man, right here. I have to give it up to you.
I'm telling you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mariatu in the house, 2 Organics in Rancho Cucamonga. Let's start off with your story. Tell us where you came from and your history.
Well, shoot. How long do we have?
Yeah, we have as long as you want, Mariatu.
So I was born in Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Excellent.
I'm one of 4 children, 4 girls. My mom, she was a single mom for a while, and then she ended up bringing us here to America when I was 13.
All by herself?
All by herself.
Wow.
Yeah, she brought all 4 of us here. And so that's one person that I got all my strength from, watching her throughout my childhood. I grew up in Staten Island, New York.
East Coast.
Yes, yes. And at the age of 19, I graduated and I just decided, I met the wrong guy.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Once in a while, yeah.
Met the wrong guy and I got mixed up smoking cigarettes, marijuana, and all that stuff. And so at the age of 19, I dropped out of right after I graduated high school. So I didn't bother going to college. And then I ended up relocating to Minnesota. And I had my oldest daughter in Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Minnesota, how come?
Oh my gosh, I left because I wanted to get away from my daughter dad because at the time it was very abusive.
Oh, yes.
So I wanted to get away from him, but he ended up following me to Minnesota.
Oh, my goodness.
And I ended up getting pregnant and had my my oldest at the age of 22. And then at the age of 22, my mom decided to take my oldest daughter at 4 months old. So she took my oldest daughter. She was living in Milwaukee. She took my oldest daughter. And here I was with this guy, and he was very abusive. Very, very abusive. So when my daughter turned 1, I got the courage to get away from him.
Good.
I ended up leaving him and moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where my parents were residing at the time. And then I got there, and I still had my bad ways. I tried to get regular jobs, but I ended up walking into an exotic store that I ended up meeting an older gentleman that owned this exotic store, and he ended up being the one that got me into dancing, introducing me into dancing.
Exotic dancing.
Exotic dancing.
Wow.
I know. I was 23 at the time when I met him, and he became very possessive. And this guy was older than me. I was 23 at the time. He was like 56 years old.
Oh, a lot older.
Yeah. He had his own exotic store, but that's a long story. But I ended up getting away from him.
Good.
And then met a younger guy that ended up being worse than the older guy.
Oh,
so these men were abusive. These were, I don't know how it happened that I just end up attracting the wrong guys.
You know what? There's no answer for that, and we all go through that. But you know what I see so just amazing and powerful is that you're saying this and you're owning it, and you're saying this is happening.
Oh yeah.
These are the steps that got you to where you are now.
Exactly. So, I got away from him, and I remember the younger guy ended up being so abusive that one day my parents were actually now getting ready to come to California. They were preparing to come to California. And this gentleman beat me so badly that you couldn't even recognize my face.
Oh my goodness.
And my mom said, I remember her telling me, she said, we're moving to California. Do you want to stay here and be dancing? And one day the police called me to come recognize your face, to come and try to identify your body. Because if you stay here, that's what's going to end up happening to you. You're going to end up dead by this guy will kill you. So I decided, okay, I took my mom's advice. And
Good.
I did not tell the guy, because he had rented me a place where I had all my clothes, everything, and he decided to take all my stuff from me and bleached it all up in the tub.
Just ruined it.
Ruined everything so that I won't leave him.
Oh,
so that was his way of holding on to me. But one thing that I had was my dance bags. So I had my dance clothes, my dance shoes, and everything in it, and then I had one jean, one sweater, and a sneakers. And I told my parents, I said, I'm coming with you guys.
Good.
So all I had was my dance clothes.
Your dance bag.
So we got here to California January 1st, 2000.
What part?
Inglewood.
Inglewood. All right.
We were in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And we lived in Inglewood for a year, and then we ended up moving to Arthur. When we moved to Arthur, I ended up finding a job at King Henry VIII, which is a strip club.
Oh, okay.
In Arthur. So I stayed there for from 2000 to 2009. But while I was dancing, I ended up enrolling myself in beauty college.
Nice.
2004. And I got my license. And while I was at the beauty college, I met a gentleman. At the dance club, I met an older gentleman that was just adorable, that just adored me. Because I was one of these unique looking dancers. I had.
Well, of course, yeah. You're beautiful and tall.
Thank you. I was not your typical dancer. I had long dreadlocks, and my dance name was Rasta. So I was like completely different from your traditional dancers. So Anyway, so he ended up caring for me and liking me and took me basically under his wings. And I told him, I said I wanted to own a salon. So he bought me a salon in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, he bought me a salon in 2006. But
were you still in school, or you had?
Yes, I had got my license and everything, and he wanted me to stop dancing. So that was his way of basically trying to get me out of the dancing lifestyle.
Was he nice? Was he kind?
He was very kind.
Oh, gosh.
It was an older gentleman. It was like a Anna Nicole Smith type of thing, you know? So
I love your honesty, Maria, too. I love it. Yeah.
You know, so he took me under his wings, and he basically provided for me throughout. And I had a salon and furnished everything. And then 2008 came along when the housing market
crashed.
Yes.
And
that's when I lost everything.
Oh, no.
And I lost everything. And he passed away because he was, like I said, he was older.
Oh, my goodness.
So when he passed away,
what an angel.
I know. I know. And he passed away. And my mom, I remember they had already moved to Fontana. And she said, at the time now, when he passed away, I didn't have a way to like pay my rent because he was taking care of all my needs. Everything was. So I didn't have a way of paying my rent. He was paying for the salon, the rent. He was paying everything. So for me wanting to hold on to the salon, I gave up my apartment and then started sleeping in my salon.
Oh, yes.
So I basically was homeless.
Well, not necessarily.
If I had to like hide, because I'll go there after dancing at night and try to wake up early in the morning so that people don't know that I'm sleeping in my salon, So my mom finally said, So my mom finally said, to stop doing this to yourself. Move down here. I have a house, a 4-bedroom house. Why are you out there just struggling? And I said, I don't want to lose my salon. I don't want to give up my salon. So she said, well, you could do that all over again when the time is right. Right now, just give it up. So I ended up giving up the salon.
That must have been hard.
It was very hard. And I walked away. And I ended up here at the Inland Empire. And
what year was that?
That was 2009.
Okay.
The end of 2009, I ended up here. And then when I ended up here, I got a job with Fantastic Sam's in Upland. And that kind of basically got me away from dancing. So.
Good, yeah. I'm all about whatever women want to do. Right. How they want to dress, what job, occupation. I'm all about that. Right. Just as long as they're safe and they're happy and there's not somebody with their hand, just forcing them to do these things.
Right.
So, I think it's really cool that you're so honest. And by the way, I didn't know any of this about Mariatu. And so this is an extremely colorful and interesting background in history, and it just makes more for what we're going to hear about how it moves forward.
Yeah. And so I came here and everything else just fell into place. I started working for Fantastic Sam's and I decided, well, I'm going to go to school for business. And I enrolled myself at Chaffey College, where I met this amazing professor that basically mentored me throughout the whole process.
Excellent.
And then after that, I met my ex-husband and got married, but my ex-husband was such an African man. He had just came from Africa that when he found out I was I was a dancer, he
lost it.
He didn't want anything to do with me, basically, because in Africa, it's like a taboo type of thing.
Sure,
being a dancer. So, he went his way, I went my way, and that basically motivated me to go and pursue entrepreneurship.
Excellent.
And that came about when I applied at Castle San Bernardino and got a scholarship for the entrepreneurship program.
Yes.
And when I got that scholarship, it was like
heaven.
It was like everything just took off. Because I was 4 months pregnant when I got accepted. When my ex-husband and I got separated. And 4 months pregnant, and right after I had her, she was about 6 months old, and I started the program. My daughter Ophelia. And I
Beautiful name.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I haven't stopped since.
Oh my goodness. I still can't believe the story, Mariatu. She said, just call me Two. And I was like, I like that. So Two, man, I didn't know all about this. And so thank you so much for being honest.
Oh, you're welcome.
That is a story. But see, the best part about it is she painted the picture of her growth. And now, congratulations, because there's so many congratulations on the way, but the one that I noticed, the main one that just recently happened, you just received your master's degree in freaking business administration.
Yes.
Oh my God. Now that is a big... Master's degree? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So that is a lot of work and so less of time. That's like in 10 years. But in order to get a master's degree, you have to get a bachelor's degree. You have to get your associate. So, and not in that order, of course. You know, it goes from AA to BA to MS and master's. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was not easy, but again, the driving force was my divorce. I needed to provide for my girls. And I needed to not only get that stigma that people tend to put with dancers, that if you're a dancer or if you're a previous dancer, that you're not going to go any further,
I had friends who danced during college. I went to San Diego State and I had friends, not will I ever say their name, unless it's their choice if they want to put out that information, but they made a lot of money and they didn't have to rely on anything or anybody because they made so much money and it put their way through college and that was it.
Yeah. And I will never, ever regret my dancing lifestyle because it made me stronger. It made me the hustler that I am today because I learned so much from being able to get what I want without having to bring myself down to a little, to bring myself down to the level where some dancers put themselves into, but at the same time, I held my head up high. I walk with this confidence because I know I have worked so hard for where I'm at today.
Yes.
That I don't even care what anyone else think about me.
Right.
Because people are going to have so many different opinions about you, or they're going to judge you in so many different ways. And if you start thinking about what everybody's saying, you won't grow. You won't progress.
It's a scary thing, especially with social media. You could everybody's opinion seems to matter, and you could get caught up in this rabbit hole and start just funneling down because you start thinking, oh my God, this person and this and then you just have to click and say, you know what, I don't give a shit on what you think or feel about me.
And that's exactly where I'm at this level.
Good.
That, I have worked so hard for what I have and I'm telling you, social media. Because I'm a hairstylist, I have to promote my business. I have to call attention to my business. And if I choose to dance while I'm mapping the salon,
which I saw, and I was like, "Damn, that girl has some moves." You did good, and you were cleaning house.
So if I have to map my way through everything or dance through everything, that's the way I choose to live my life. My girls right now, when I'm home cleaning, I'm dancing. When I'm cooking, I'm dancing.
How wonderful.
And my youngest daughter want me to dance with her,
How fun.
And it's just one of those things that makes my life easy, makes me happy.
Yes. Dancing.
And I dance my way through every single thing. And so you could go ahead and judge me all you want. But I'm just going up while you're there judging me.
Yeah. You're just like this.
Yeah.
Mariatu Browne is in the house too. She she is the founder CEO of Two Organics Salon and Spa in Rancho Cucamonga, right here in the Inland Empire. She just attained her master's degree in business administration, and she just told us her whole story. If you missed it, you're going to have to wait until we release the whole edited video tomorrow. But she came from Africa. She moved to the East Coast. She went through she experienced
trials
and tribulations, relationships, started dancing, exotic dancing, and realized like she wanted to own her own company.
Yeah.
Two Organics and Rancho Cucamonga. Man, let's jump into that. Okay. So you're a like full-on entrepreneur, and it has been official you were entrepreneur out in LA.
Yes.
In Inglewood.
Yes.
But this is you. This is your own thing right here. And you launched Two Organics Salon and Spa in what year?
I launched Two Organics Salon and Spa in 2017, October 2017.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
3 years down, girl. That is like, that's huge.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So for all those listening right now who are thinking about starting their own company or just kind of dabbling with it or actually starting to do it, what's a good tip, like beginning tip when you're going to start your business?
Business plan.
Oh, that's what she said. Because she graduated and won at the Women's Inland Empire Business Center. And I was part of that. And because of COVID and everything, I have to go back in. But she said, business plan. Because I asked her, what can you do as an entrepreneur? What's the main thing? And she said, business plan. And I was like, ugh. I just like curled up because every time and you know what, Delisa's going to get so mad at me, but every time that popped up, I would register for it and then I would like cancel out because it's so intense.
It is.
Okay, so business plan, number one thing.
Business plan. Make sure you love what you're going for. Whatever it is that you're doing, you have to be passionate about it. You know, hair, I didn't know hair was going to be the career that I was going to end up taking. But I remember as a little girl back home in Africa, I used to braid my neighborhood friends, sisters, their hair.
You're always interested.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So, surprisingly enough, that's where I went back to, but the passion in me for hair is on a different level that I don't even understand because, I have people that ask me, you do everyone. The other day I had a client that came in and she saw my clients living and it was a man's haircut and this guy was Caucasian and she was African American and she said, you do white people's hair? I'm like, yeah, I do white people's hair. Actually, 90% of my clients are actually white, And she was like, I never met a sister that does white people's hair.
How crazy is that? But you know what? I think that's a good question because the hair is so different. You have straight hair, you have curly hair, you have short hair, you have long hair. So that just says how educated you are and how talented you are that you could just handle any type of hair.
Yeah. I told her if somebody
do white people's hair.
I told her if anybody walks in my salon and I tell them, no, I can't do your hair, that's me telling them I don't want your money.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, come on, why would you limit yourself? So when I was with Fantastic Sam's and JCPenney, I made sure I learned every educational class they provided for me. Mm-hmm. Not knowing that I was going to get my own, or open another one because there's fear when you lose a business the first time, whether you're going to try again.
That is true. You're so strong too.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that because most people jump in and then if it doesn't work, or if it does work, they're doing it. Mm-hmm. But that's so true. Yeah. You are nonstop. You are unstoppable.
Yeah. Thank you. I was really scared to start a business again, but I was like, I have entrepreneurship in my blood. My mom has been a business owner for years.
Oh, she has. Yeah.
Yes. She just now recently went back to the regular workforce, but that's a different story. But I've watched her throughout my childhood, my adult years, and her running businesses, So just watching her has made me learn from her. And the mistakes that she made, I don't want to make those mistakes. You know?
You're learning from that and your own mistakes too, because I learn from my own mistakes every day.
Yes.
There's like 10 mistakes. I'm just like, never again.
So many mistakes that I made that when I was in the entrepreneurship program at Cal State San Bernardino, I would sit back and think about 2006 when I had the business, and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. The ha-ha moments were coming to me, all the mistakes that I made then while in the program. You know, I was like, okay, I'm not going to make those mistakes anymore.
You're like, check. That ain't happening again. Oh my goodness. The power behind Mariatu Browne. She is just absolutely amazing. If you're just tuning in, and by the way, you could call. So if you're interested or you have a question or a comment, or you want to talk to Tu, she is a full-blown powerhouse woman entrepreneurship. You could give us a call, 909-477-7321, or if you just want to say hi, or if you want to give her a shout out, or if you have a question. Again, she went from Africa to the East Coast to dancing, to opening up her own salon right here in the Inland Empire. And yes, she does white people hair. That's what she said. Now let's talk about your salon. I can't wait to promote it. Tu Organic Salon and Spa in Rancho Cucamonga. Tell us about it. What services do you provide?
So I provide every hair service just using organic, natural products. So,
yes. Tell us about that.
So I use natural plant-based products. This company is called Oway. It's Organic Way. It's based out.
How do you spell that?
Oway. It's Oway.
Oway.
Yeah. It's short for Organic Way.
Okay.
The company is based out in Bologna, Italy.
Ooh.
And when I decided to open a salon, this idea came to me in business school again. It was a class I was taking that triggered that light bulb went out in my head that maybe I should look into organic products. But before I even started looking into organic products, I started thinking about myself, because I'm standing and I'm inhaling these products as I'm applying it on clients.
And a lot of men and women get sick. I know my aunt owned her own salon for her whole life.
Yeah.
And she got sick, and the chemicals on her fingers, because back then they didn't wear gloves.
Right.
So this is good. Yeah. This is good.
Yeah. So I looked into the product and I called the company. The distribution center was based out in Florida. They are in Florida. And they were coming out here for training. So I took the training class. They said you have to take a training class to be part of, to use the brand. So I took the training class. And then after I took the training class, I started using the product. I started doing mobile. Because I was working for JCPenney and I couldn't bring the products inside JCPenney because JCPenney
only
had
their stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started doing mobile clients.
So smart.
So I'll take the product to their house, use the product on their hair, and then I'll get feedback from them what they think about the product. And as I kept using the product, I realized this is the brand that I want for my business.
Right.
And so I took that product, and that's when I ran with it, basically.
Yes.
And I became an educator for the company. 2 years later,
of course you did. Man, Tu is like nonstop. She just keeps going and going and going. And you know what I love about the product? It says from farm to chair.
Yes.
Just like from farm to table with food, but this is from farm to chair because of the products.
Yes.
I love that. And it's Oway, Oway, Organic Way, out of Italy.
Yeah, Bologna, Italy.
And you became an educator.
I became an educator for Simply Organic Beauty.
Tu Organic Salon and Spa. Sorry, I did the same thing as you.
Which is the company that distribute the product. So I became an educator for them. So what I do, they usually send me around to go teach the products to other stylists or other salons. There's actually a class coming up for hair loss. August 3rd in my salon. It's going to be a webinar.
That's really cool, because I do have friends and family, as they get older, they're like, my hair is thinning out. Yeah. Thank God for me, I still have hair. You know, I have a mustache that I have to get. Look at my eyebrows, you know. So So with me for hair, I'm not worried about, but I do have friends where they're thinning out with age.
Yeah.
So this is helps.
Yeah. And so that webinar is coming up August 3rd, and I'm excited about that to share it with my followers and my clients. So that's what's coming up for me next. But the product has been amazing for my health, for my clients' health, and it just differentiates me from the whole salon.
Everything.
Yes.
Because right when I saw, and I have to look, and if you're just tuning in, Mariatu, she owns 2 Organic Salon and Spa in Rancho Cucamonga. Check it out. We're going to share her socials very soon. But she was just talking about the product she used, Oway. She's also an educator for the product. It's out of Bologna, Italy, and it's all organic. It's from farm to chair. So that's a big deal, because if you didn't hear, my Aunt Loretta, my mom's twin sister, she owned her own company. It was, or her own salon out here in Upland for like 30 years. And just the chemicals and the dry skin and her headaches and, everything, it does affect you. So this is the now.
Yes.
This is like hairstylists and people who work in a salon, they need to start thinking about this stuff, and you're already on top of it.
I'm on top of it. I'm like right out there. I was the first mover, at least in the Inland Empire, for this brand, because
For Oway.
And Rancho Cucamonga actually did recognize me as the first green salon in 2017, August 2nd, 2017.
They need to do that again.
I know, right?
That's it, because you know what? This is a big deal.
Yes, it
for you
is.
to be organic salon, because there's so many chemicals. I mean, I know when I go get my hair done, and I love my girl who does my hair, but you feel the chemicals and you smell it and stuff. So the Oway, that's really cool. From farm to chair. So, okay, so this is a big deal. Master's degree. She just she opened her salon in 2017. So this is such an inspirational, your history, your story. And I have to tell you, so from Facebook, Chrissy Alvey says, what an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
And Chrissy Alvey, I have to tell you, she is an entrepreneur in herself. She calls herself a jack of all trades, but not a master in one. I think have you heard of that term before? Because she knows how to do everything, or if she doesn't, she's always jumping into something new, and she's an entrepreneur in her own way.
Nice.
Also, Elisa Villa, she owns her own record label out. It's called Murano Beach record label, and she's just giving you claps.
Oh, thank you.
So all these women, entrepreneur women.
Thank you, ladies.
Lisa Villa also said, super inspiring. I'm going to actually be interviewing her also, because she's an entrepreneur. So it's all the love. And then Juanita Emance, she's a lawyer. She has her own show here. She's also tuning in. Doris said hi. Doris Egbo.
Yes, I know Doris.
Yes.
Hi, Doris.
Doris said hi. She's giving you some hearts.
Oh, thank you.
If any of you, because you know what, this is amazing. I love that all these women are tuning in, and it just so happens I know that they're all entrepreneurs. If any of you have any questions for Tu, she owns her own salon, 2 Organics, out here in Rancho Cucamonga in the Inland Empire. Give us a call, 909-477-7321. Now, I have to say, and then she's also, this is the other thing, an instructor for Riverside College. Okay, you guys, I have to say, she does not stop. And this is what I love about you. No one was like grabbing your hand and saying, go this way. Just at that certain moment, you're like, I gotta bust some ass. I gotta do this for myself and for my girls. Right. And you're doing this, and it's so inspiring. So tell us about you being a professor at a college in Riverside Community College.
So the Riverside Community College came about, the cosmetology department came about when I just opened the business, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so I have all these stations and I don't have stylists. And I did have people coming in asking if they could rent a booth. But the thing about renting a booth is that they have the option to have their own products in the salon, and my whole goal was sticking with one brand because the storefront says 2 Organics, and I wanted to keep that organic brand in there.
That's right.
So I said, so what would I do to get stylists in here that will be willing to learn, that are open to change. And because, traditional stylists are set in their old ways.
Right.
It's hard to change them.
Right.
So I enrolled myself in the instructor training program, which was a 6 months training program.
Wow.
You get your instructor training, and then you could apply at the job. But when I was going for Riverside, I told myself, I'm not going to any other community college to teach but Riverside City College. That was the goal that I set for myself. I didn't know if I was going to get it or not. But the way I carried myself, because I remember the department chair was the one that was teaching the instructor training class. I was always on time. I always did what I was supposed to do. So from day one, I carried myself in a way that when I do apply for that position, there's no way they're going to turn me down.
And I wouldn't have turned you down either, because when Tu walked in, I was just like, how tall are you, girl? She's like 5'8". I swear, your presence, the way you hold yourself, you're like power.
Thank you.
You like cruise in. You're like a force to be reckoned with. And I was like, oh, wow, here we go. So I could see that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so courageous and so much confidence.
Yeah. So while I was there, I just went for it and gave it my 100. And then right after I got the certificate, I applied for the position. And 6 months later, they hired me.
Damn.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. So it's just amazing. Maureen from Santa Clarita said special lady. Because it's true, and I hope you don't mind me just repeating this, because people are coming in and out. People are tuning, new people. Mariatu is from Africa. What part of Africa again? I didn't.
Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Is that like a city? Is it?
It's the Sierra Leone is it's the like I grew up in Bo, which is like the city. And Sierra Leone is like a state, or what should I call it? It is a state.
It's like a state, and then Bo is.
It's where I was born, which is like a city. And then the capital is Freetown.
Okay.
So Bo is the second largest city.
Okay, so it's populated, and it's not out in the country or anything like that.
No.
So Mariatu grew up in Africa, moved to the East Coast, started exotic dancing, moved to Inglewood, opened up her first salon, lost it with all in 2009 when everything went down the market. And then she, lo and behold, realized she had to power through for herself, for her two daughters. Yep. Went to college, just received her master's degree in business administration. She opened up her own salon, Tu Organics, named in 2017 by the Inland Empire the only green salon, which I think that probably applies to a lot of other cities around here, just not or a lot of communities, not just the Inland Empire.
Right.
Because I don't think I've ever heard of a salon that's like from farm to chair. Yeah, I keep wanting to say, but yeah, farm to chair. That's crazy. And it's Owe out of Bologna, Italy. And she has two daughters, her own salon, master's degree, teaches at Riverside Community College for cosmetology. And she also is an educator for the organic product Owe. That is freaking amazing. I feel lazy sitting next to you. I feel like, oh man, I accomplished this, and this. You make me feel like as if I haven't accomplished shit, which is good. I want you around all the time so I can do way more, get a lot more things done.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, Mariatu, man, your story is amazing. I would say write a book.
I am writing a book.
Yes, I didn't know that. You are.
Yeah, I just started writing my book. I have started bits and pieces, but now I'm like really focusing more on it, just explaining from my childhood to where I am right now.
That book is going to help so many young ladies and girls and women, because when you're stuck in a bad relationship, or when you're in a place that you don't want to be, and mind you, I was in a bad relationship too, really bad. And you feel like you can't get out.
Yeah.
You just feel like you're stuck, and it does damage you. And when you come out of it, there's that power and you feel good, but then there's all that road you have to take of healing and learning where you really need to be and what you want to do, and that power behind you. And there's two ways. You could either go this way or that way. You decided to take that high road and go for it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Mariatu, that is amazing. Now, okay, I want to focus really quick on your salon. It's Two Organics in Rancho Cucamonga. And I know I said, what kind of services do you provide? So
we provide haircuts, colors, nail services, facials. So we do everything that a traditional salon does, just using better products, safer products. And so my specialty is color.
Oh, nice.
If anybody follows me on social media, I can push myself when it comes to color. That's because I've learned the products that I use in the salon so well that I tend to push myself. And when customers come, they see my work and they hear my reviews, or they read my reviews and they hear about me. They just want me to do their hair,
Nice.
But right now I am training my students. I provide jobs to my student. I have one of my students that was working with me recently before the COVID-19, before the lockdown again. And she comes in 4 days a week as a receptionist, and she's getting paid minimum wage. So my goal is to train these ladies using the product that I use in the salon, so that eventually either they open their own businesses or I can back them to open their own businesses.
Wow.
So that's my vision.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So all these future stylists are looking up to you, and you're helping them out and just making sure they're going along their way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So, well, I know people have questions because I know, but let's see. You go, girl. Elisa.
Thank you.
Elisa Villa, entrepreneur as well, owner of, oh my goodness, record label. I'll be interviewing her. Maritza Gomez is watching. What's up, girl? Also
Maritza.
another woman entrepreneur.
Yes.
Or she's giving you lots of hearts.
Yeah.
We have to have a round table of women entrepreneurs.
We should.
Will you come back?
I will. I would love to come back. If you promise to have Maritza, because Maritza and I went to business schools together.
You did.
Maritza's
Maritza's awesome. I still have to buy some mugs from you for Rag House Media because I keep reaching out.
Oh my goodness. She started, she was the first one to do my t-shirts, my decay for my t-shirts with my logo on it. The one that I had dancing.
Yes.
That was Maritza that made that. And then my mugs in the salon with Two Organics logo, it's Maritza. Maritza has been my friend for throughout our entrepreneurship classes at Castle San Bernardino, and we just keep nudging, pushing each other back and forth. She pushes me more than I push her because she's always sending me things. Like even you, she tagged me where you posted.
And that's how we connected.
That's Maritza for you.
Maritza rules, man.
Yeah.
Girl, I'll be reaching out to you too because I need to get those mugs. But everybody here, they're just in awe of you. And they're just saying what an inspiration you are and how amazing you are. And so I feel the same. I literally had no idea what Mariatu's story was. And I told her that purposely right when she walked in. I said, I'm not going to ask you any questions. So everything could be legit and organic. Yes. No pun intended. Two Organics in Rancho Cucamonga. Check it out.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are actually we're close to being done here.
Nice.
Before we go, though, I just want you to share all your socials for Two Organics Salon and Spa out in Rancho Cucamonga. Where can we find you?
So Two Organics is located at 8977 Foothill Boulevard in Rancho Cucamonga. You could find me on LinkedIn. You could find me on Twitter. You could find me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page. And then Instagram at Two Organics Salon and Spa.
Also YouTube, or is that a personal one?
YouTube as well, Two Organics Academy. Because I'm planning on launching my own.
What? Oh my goodness. Right here, girlfriend. So you are going to start your own and start teaching through that is so smart because then people come in and then their family and friends find out about your salon.
Yes.
You are so amazing.
Thank you.
I am so excited. Maritza, thank you so much for hooking us up. You guys, you have to, if you didn't see this full segment, you have to. Mariatu Browne owns her own salon, Two Organics in Rancho Cucamonga. I keep repeating it. I'm plugging you, girl. I'm putting in those plugs because you just have to check her out. And basically she's just not doing, I mean, everything she's doing, I don't think the only thing you're not doing maybe is like building a house, but you have she's writing a book about her experience, which is absolutely amazing. She's an educator at Riverside Community College. She has her own salon. She just received her master's degree in business administration. I mean, and the list goes on and on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Would you please do me the honor and sign my banner, please?
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, we have another entrepreneur, two entrepreneurs coming in for Raw with April Duran and Rag House Radio. But tomorrow, don't forget, The Life of Jem, Adventures of a Girl from the Inland Empire at 7 o'clock. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.